Everybody, welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about the Bird-Hand family of restaurant in Smorgasbord, located in town of Bird-Hand, Pennsylvania, smack dab in the middle of Lancaster County, aka Amish country. So this is one of my favorite restaurants. This is one of my favorite towns. It's such a quaint, wonderful place with a lot of just great offerings. This property is not just a restaurant. The restaurant started in 1970. The hotel right next door started in 1968. So they are a staple of Lancaster County and have really just kind of made this town what it is. The Smuckers were the founding family. They did a lot of great things for this town. So we're going to talk about the restaurant. We're going to talk about the great things about it, and then I'm going to get into when I don't recommend going to this restaurant, as I found out kind of by accident this summer. As you will see soon, one of the things that made it not so great of a visit for us was how crowded it was. I'm going to get into why that was a little bit later. But because it was so crowded, I really could not do a very good review as far as getting the whole restaurant on video and then me talking while I was there. So you're going to see a little bit of my reaction to the food, and then I'm going to show you the buffet and talk to you about the restaurant and the times to go and the times not to go. So stay tuned for all the info, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, so the taste of the salad is very good, and I got the house dressing. It's excellent. It's like a honey mustard, but very, very light and sweet. So thumbs up on the house dressing. Okay, taste testing the things I love. First, butter noodles. These are good. They're not buttery, but they're not overly buttery. They're very thick noodles. Okay, so I tasted the handball. It was excellent. Still the best handball in Lancaster County, in my opinion. Now, the stewed tomatoes, so here's part of the handball.
Good.
Has the macaroni and cheese on it, but has this really good pineapple sauce on top. It's delicious. So that's my favorite still. The stewed tomatoes and mac and cheese are okay. They're not quite as sweet as I like them a little sweeter. So I do like how the mac and cheese isn't like super runny with like a cheese sauce. Okay, so the roasted chicken, I already took a little bite out of it.
More importantly,
it got messy on my plate. This is actually really good too. This is very good. I'll give this a 10 out of 10. The chicken is excellent. Handball, 10 out of 10 for sure. Butter noodles, I would say 9 out of 10. They're very good. So this is a good plate. There's a lot of food up there I probably am not going to try today because it's crazy crowded here. Shoofly pie is really good. Still, I would say shoofly pie here is one of my favorites, 10 out of 10. As we look at the buffet, I'm going to go over the operating facts of this restaurant. They are open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., which means they're closed on Sunday and Monday. Just take note of that. The restaurant does serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They offer buffets and menu dining for all three of these meal times, which is a huge plus for Bird-Hand. One of the reasons I love it here so much. Let's talk about some of the great things about this restaurant. So the Bird-Hand family restaurant and Smorgasbord proudly partners with local farms to bring you the freshest ingredients and meals. For example, they use Kaufman's Fruit Farm for all their apples and peaches and their pies they make. They use the John Smucker's Farm for their Angus beef. So I do like that they do partner with the locals to bring us such delicious food. In fact, before farm to fork was a thing, which is like a popular thing now, they were bringing food from the land to the table, as they say on their website, which I think is really clever, and it's true. Some of my favorite dishes are their handballs. If you watch my channel, you know I love their handballs. It's one of my favorite foods in all of Lancaster County. It was Grandma Smucker's sauce recipe from like decades ago. They also have really good cucumber and onion salad. They have really good shoofly pie. They also have chocolate shoofly pie, which I'm not a huge fan of, but some people really love that pie as well. Their turkey platter is very delicious. My dad got it when we were there. It's a very good turkey platter. So a lot of good food. Usually it's very, very good. They do have a theater on the property. Did you know that? There is an actual stage theater here at the restaurant. You might be wondering where. Well, it's literally under the restaurant. There's stairs out the back. You go down the stairs. They have a really wonderful, quaint, cozy stage, and it's really good theater. Like they're very talented. They're very good. A lot of musicals. Makes for a fun afternoon or evening. And they do have packages you can buy, lunch and show or dinner and show. So that is something to note. If you didn't know, they also have a nice hotel adjacent to the restaurant. They have a miniature golf course behind the restaurant, and they have a walking path around a pond. They have a petting zoo. They have tennis courts, which go with the inn. There's just a lot going on here. And they have a bakery across and down the street, a Bird Hand Bakery. So this is a great company which offers a lot of fun things for this town, for Lancaster County. Okay, so now we're going to get into when not to go to the Bird Hand Family Restaurant and Smorgasbord. And even if you have to go at this peak time, I have a solution for that as well. So here are the times when I do not suggest going to this restaurant. And it's pretty simple actually. It's right before their theater shows. As you saw in the footage, they do have a really great theater under the restaurant, and I actually recommend going to that. I would maybe do it during the week. The bigger bus groups and van groups who come, they usually probably come on a Saturday, which is when we were there. It was especially crowded here as they brought in this group to have a lunch first and then a show. So I would definitely suggest checking the website, looking at the times, the day you want to go if there's a theater show, and not going right before. So we got there at 12, the show was at 1, and it was super crowded in the buffet and just kind of hard to maneuver. So I would not recommend that. And again, in the evenings, I would check that too. So coming right after the show at 1 and getting there at 1 o'clock, it's gonna be a lot less crowded. And you get the same food and the same price. So that's my little pro tip for you. And something else, I feel like this restaurant's set up not as great for big crowds compared to like Shea Maple or even Miller's, because at those restaurants you have kind of like a single file that you go through the buffet, or like, you know, along the side, and it's like a long line, or at least like Miller's is like almost like a circle. But here they have like stacked buffet areas, and so there's 2 lines going this way around one and another way, so it was crowded. Like there was not an easy flow. Another reason I didn't love it is because it was just, not only was it crowded, but it was hard to maneuver through the buffet. However, I do have a plan for attack if you happen to be there during the high crowd time, or if you're part of the theater group. Order off the menu. So my dad got the turkey platter, and we all got the buffet. He loved it. He was like, this is terrific. I tasted it. It was very delicious. It was an enormous portion. He had enough to take home and split with my mom for leftovers. So that would be what I would suggest. Order off the menu. So to sum up, don't go during a theater show before 1 or before 7 if you can help it. Go between 1 and 4:30 if you can do it. Or if you do go during the high peak times, order off the menu. Just trying to give you an honest review. And hopefully you appreciate that. But buffets, you always take a chance with things not being hot, which that happened to me that day. There were some things that were not hot, some things that were usually good there, but were not good that day. It was just a lot going on. So menu is always gonna be higher quality, I think, than the buffet. And if you're gonna go to the buffet when it's not so crowded. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your next adventure.